Alright, hello everybody. We are going to be creating something together. I don't know why it's called Edgeguard. It's what popped into my head. And I kinda like it. So therefore, our campaign setting will be called Edgeguard. Now, I know nothing else about Edgeguard, and that is the fun part of this for me. I thoroughly just love creating things, and I kind of want to create a campaign setting that other people can use, like fans or anything like that. Any of y'all, it doesn't really matter. It's, I want it to be used. I want it to be out there. A story made together. That's the appeal of this to me. So, I have quite a few things to take inspiration from. I got some Vampire the Masquerade, some Werewolf the Apocalypse, like 2nd edition World of Darkness and 5th edition Vampire the Masquerade. I've got 5th edition, 3rd edition 3.5 D&D. I've played Pathfinder. Ben and Ravenloft created other campaign settings, the ones that were typically played among D&D tables. My D&D tables. I would like to share this experience with you. So, first things first, I like to think of some key characters. That's what's gripping for me, is I want to make some characters that I like, me personally. That way we can have a nice footing for anything happening later. The world continues to evolve and grow. But jumping off point, something I want. What do I want in Edgeguard? I legitimately just want a two-handed weapon fighter. That's what we have to work with at the moment. I want two-handed weapon fighter. I'm also feeling like Battle Princess Vampire. A card from Magic the Gathering comes to mind. So an undead two-handed weapon fighter. I want two-handed. Specifically, I would like a sword. I want him to be a key character, a very central to the why it's called Edgeguard. I want Edgeguard to be connected to the fighter in some way. So I'm gonna just make a little note. If that's his name, that might be his name, but I don't think that's it right now. He's just got something to do with it. We have two undead so far, essentially. He's supposed to specifically be zombie-esque, zombie slash ghoul. Cause he's supposed to be like falling apart. I want him to be decrepit. In a way. Rigor mortis and stuff. And then Battle Princess Vampire. I like the thought of like a war corset. Like one made for war. Other than that, no idea for the vampire. So, where can we go from here? This is very intriguing. Well, I can always go with Old Faithful. I want haunted zones. What is that? Why? Why have you done this? My internet went out. And it won't let me do it. Okay, there we go. So I need to make Edgeguard stand out more. There we go. Title. Differentiator characters and settings. Because you know, why not? I'm a simple man. Wrong buttons. Wrong buttons, ladies and gentlemen, wrong buttons. Not a good font. I guess we're stick with Times New Roman. Cause I ain't gonna be spending too much time looking for a font. But we can have this be heading and heading. Character settings. Just because I want it to look pretty. So, why did that go back to Arial? Don't do that. I want it to all be times. So, character settings. Brain stun right now. All right, grab some inspiration. Oh, I know. I remember a character now. Well, the thought process of one. Mud. Brown-skinned orc. Elemental. Element rejected shaman. So, mud, brown-skinned orc, element rejected shaman. Specifically, the elements, the spiritual embodiment of the elements, rejected mud. He's still a shaman. How? He's also the conqueror of the elements. He punched them hard enough. He cast fist. So I'm gonna make a note for at least me. Elemental fist build. I know that I want fire, I want lightning, I want air, just kind of tempest in general. Tempest and air, redundancy, but helps me think. Elemental fist build, yeah. Born under dark star. There we go. They're all connected. Oh, my. Okay. Brain need to work now on explaining. Focus on note taking, maybe. Man, I am stunting on this. No, go away, go away. I'm gonna have to cut that out now. I feel that I'm gonna be cutting out a lot of this. All right. Mud, brown-skinned orc, elemental reject the dark star. That's right. Born under dark star. So the dark star important role. That's all I know so far. I want the dark star to have an important role in the setting. So Mud was born under the dark star. So therefore the dark star is either still physically relevant, ritualistic, maybe not ritualistic. Would that be natural? Natural's a better word. Natural eclipse. Moon phases as kind of side notes. Why am I making dashes instead of using something like this? Going, or yeah. Still physically relevant, natural. What's another possibility? I'm kind of liking the idea that the dark star is a phase-like mechanic similar to a season. Oh gosh, how long do we want this to? How often do we want it? 3? Why do I feel like 3 years? 6 years? 3 years would make it more prevalent. that means Dark Star would be Dark Star no matter what. Should... Yeah, because mud is essentially... There we go. Instead of him just being Edgeguard, I want... died under the Dark Star. Battle Princess Vampire was embraced during the Dark Star. So therefore she was turned vampire during a Dark Star. The Dark Star, under the Dark Star. Under, not during. Under the Dark Star. Embraced at the dawn of the Dark Star. Bada bing. Would it be would it be dusk or would it be dawn? I want it at the beginning of the day. No, dusk sounds better. Fit into Edgeguard. It's gotta stay on theme. No, I'll say dawn, because it's the beginning of the Dark Star. I'm kind of leaning towards 6 years. Oddly enough, I have no idea what it's... Well, I kind of do. Because 6 years feels far away enough that it can happen for a decent chunk of time. The weight still feels heavy but light. Like, the Dark Star is a very important thing, and you could still easily play around it anytime. The goal is, like, what I'm writing right now, you can use history from it and things set ahead. I don't mind. Send me your ideas, in fact. You could see I'm struggling. But 6 years feels a nice comfy spot. How long do we... Well, what are some of the effects of the Dark Star? I want there to be some kind of a twist. I know I want there to be some kind of a twist. So during the Dark Star, so no, once every 6 years, the Dark Star will in the sky constantly warping. No, I kind of want to say warping, but I don't want it to be like super stupid insane. Like what how is wild magic described? Cuz I don't want to use that word for word, but I think it'll be able to. Oh, and I don't plan on making any stats either. This is legitimately just for the story. I don't want to give any numbers. I'm a narrative over numbers DM. So I honestly don't care too much for numbers unless I'm sitting there rolling. And even then, I'm willing to work with people. Your innate magic comes from the forces of chaos that underlie the order of creation. You might have endured exposure to raw magic, perhaps. Marked by demon, magic, fluke, starting, origin, spellcasting, untamed. That did not help me. Once every 6 years, the dark star will appear in the sky constantly. Defiling. Defiling. So once every 6 years, the dark star will appear in the sky, constantly defiling. So, constantly defiling anything the light touches. A black spear emerges in the sky. Black sphere sitting in the sky. A black sphere sitting in the sky, warning families to stay inside. Drains life force. Absorbs power. Yeah, that's mud. Definitely. So, with mud, I know that there needs to be Fire Lord of a desert because it's the first elemental that mud gets is the Fire Lord of of a desert. And then that's when he gets like a flame aura. Mud accidentally drained his life in a duel to prove himself to the spirit. As a way for Mud to prove himself to the spirit. Brother to Fire Lord of Fire Plane. All Fire Lords are brothers. Take that. Oh. Let's see what else we could do. What do we remember? What did we remember about Mud? Because he was never in any specific thing. Or we've been working on Mud for a little bit. What about he died under the Dark Star? Let's stick with zombie. But Mortimer, zombie, two-handed. What if I just put big sword fighter instead of two-handed big sword fighter? Ooh, vampires can walk in the day during Dark Star. At night, undead. Get power up. Demons. Lesser demons. Lesser demons can enter the material plane at night. Burn in the day. I'm gonna say so. This should be in settings anyways. Bada bang. The Dark Star is a phase-like mechanic. It's a twist. Bada bang. Bada bang. No. Find that bold. So we kept those notes. So I'm going to delete that. Now I'm going to grab this, do the bullet points. I want that one to be a separate one. That one to be a separate one. Okay. Now it's all organized. I like it. So vampires are going to be very fun. Demons burn in daylight like vampires. Oh, this one. Bada bang. Oh, I said that there was going to be haunted zones. That's right. So, haunted zones at haunted zones. Bang. They still cannot touch sanctified ground. I want that to be more of a godly ability to actually sanctify ground. Like, that comes from a specific god's devotion. Deity specific sanctifying ground. Yeah. No idea for deities right now. Don't even have anything for it. We could also think of some kingdoms. Settings should probably be before characters. At least I would think just a little. I know that Mud also gets a storm spirit. Mud obtained the storm spirit atop the highest mountain in the lands. Mortimer was a fierce militiaman who wielded a two-handed sword. He had a family and was originally an alchemist. I want him to have been participated in militia against Dark Star since he was a child. Cultural norm. In village. Should it even be a village? I feel like it would be a village. I want the feeling of I don't know if dense is densely packed buildings. They might not necessarily be huge, but I feel like there would be a lot of walls, a lot of improvised walls, a lot of buildings made inside of, like, villages inside of ruins of castles. Like, I like the thought of that, so let's make notes. Almost all villages have walls, whether improvised or masoned. Densely packed villages. Oh. Drives wildlife mad. I guess it would suck to be a fly during a dark star. Because you only live for a day anyways, and the whole entire time you've been driven mad by the dark star. Like, that is a messed up existence for that 24 hours. And humans live a lot longer than that. And that's why I like making worlds. I like thinking of all those little details. And because it's me, I feel like mud roads, typically damp, either heavy rains, thundering storms, or actually either heavy rains, gentle mists, thick fog, or I'll say gentle fog, misty fog. Let's go. Find the keywords I want. Typically damp, either heavy rains, misty fog. Just heavy rains and misty fog. Villages might not see the sun for weeks because of storms. So it's not a constant everywhere is under a storm. It's like, I want it to be like these specific ones. Like, let's focus on the movement of the clouds. I'm not going to. I'm not going to be so specific to where, oh, this is the exact coordination of where this is. It's like, no, dude. No. I guess those ones to the east. How far east? I don't know. Walk until you find out. Or give me enough time to find an answer. Um, I feel like bars are gonna be a big thing. Bars are big thing. Main source of clean drink. Besides rainwater. There we go. Civilizations rise and fall. I want there to be city-states. I feel like that would be the most intriguing to me. City-states and small kingdoms. Hey, at least we've got over a page. Legitimately one line over a page. But it's still over a page, so I'll take it. I want there to be an ancient king. An ancient king that had once tamed the lands. An ancient king that had once tamed the lands of the Edge. Now, why is it called the Edge? I feel like this is specifically for one continent. We are starting with one continent, ladies and gentlemen. I plan to continue expanding, and we are still playing with dirt. Mostly mud. Yeah, mud roads. We're making clay golems, mud golems, water elementals, fire elementals. Fucking dude. An ancient king that had once tamed the lands of the Edge continent. Upon his death, the Dark Star was born. Now I know nothing more about this king or the Edge. I like the thought of it being a woody continent. I will probably look at some places for inspiration, try and look at actual nature and stuff to find a way for me to describe it, to make notes. But thank you all for watching. If you enjoy, please like and subscribe.